So I'm Paul Hendler from Stellenbosch Transparency, and it's now 9th of October 2020, and we at the meeting at the church in Iders Valley. This meeting was called by the Stellenbosch United Action Group. That's right, eh?
Yes.
I wanted to just discuss three sort of questions with you, just to clarify what this Stellenbosch United Action Group is about. So the first thing I'd like to ask is, and I think you should all feel free just to jump in with whatever answers you want to. The first thing I wanted to ask is, what is the purpose and the aims of the Stellenbosch United Action Group?
We want to help our communities. For the past 14 years, under the DA administration, our people never get houses. They get more high tariffs, and we want to change that in our communities because unemployment is a big problem in Stellenbosch overall. So this is the start. This is where we're gonna start: housing, unemployment, job opportunities, small businesses, and we want to help the community. Not like the councillors, they report to their parties.
Right.
We're going to report to the community.
Okay, so when you say in the greater area of Stellenbosch, it's not just Iders Valley or Krugersville or Kayamandi.
All over Stellenbosch.
All of the municipal boundaries, Stellenbosch municipal
is not too far.
Which goes all the way across
W,
into Jonkershoek. There was a gentleman here from Jonkershoek, right? And it also goes all the way to Klapmuts.
Yes,
It's also part
all the
of
farms
boundary.
around here.
All the farms also.
That's right.
Wraithbury on the other side, I think, is part of it also.
That's
eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the Stellenbosch boundaries.
Okay. Gentlemen, if there are any other comments besides this gentleman, please jump in. Otherwise, I'll move on to the next question.
One of the most important things is open communication between the offices of the municipality and the community.
Right.
We have been experiencing and we are experiencing a lot of challenges when it comes to communication.
Right.
The recent experience, whereas there were challenges even before COVID-19 lockdown, there are recent challenges that now the municipality offices are playing a game of not showing willingness to attend to people due to COVID-19 regulations.
Right.
That is the game now that now they are playing now with the people, and secondly is the attitude of politicizing the basic services which should go to the communities.
Okay.
They want to dish them according to who votes for the ruling party at that particular municipality. This is what now we see now in our local municipality.
Okay.
Those that didn't vote for the government that is in place, they are making it a point that they will frustrate them and they will make sure that they don't.
Okay.
And secondly, as I've said, that we want to depoliticize the municipality as much as we can.
Okay.
In other words, of the community,
Yeah.
not through the political parties,
Okay.
but through their own community-based organization. They want
Okay.
to take over all the issues of Stellenbosch.
Okay.
All of them, they must be community-based.
Does that mean you're thinking of fighting the local government elections next year?
Not necessarily. Not
necessarily.
necessarily. We are only saying that butter and bread issues, which are day-to-day operational issues, must be handled by the communities themselves, not through any political party,
Right.
but through their civic organization.
Right.
Yes.
I have heard somebody who I know from an activist from Krugersville, Niklas Willemse, talk about an initiative to contest the local government elections next year because the current parties are inadequate.
They're not actually part of our movement.
They're not.
They're not part of this,
They're not
this
part
particular
of this.
movement.
Okay. All right.
Or maybe we can say they are not representing this movement.
Right.
They are part of it from their own perspective, but they are not the face of this movement.
Yeah. In
They are
other
not
words,
the
there's a
face.
broader movement here that includes
Yes,
them,
yes.
but you are a particular organizational
Yep, yeah.
structure,
Yep.
and they're not part of this structure.
No.
Okay.
No, yes.
And do you have engagements and relationships and talking between that structure and this structure?
We all engage and we all come together
Okay.
when we have meetings with the municipality.
Okay. Okay.
So there is communication.
There is communication, right? It's not seen as a conflicting
No, no,
initiative at all.
We're not islands. You
Right.
understand what I mean?
Right.
We might disagree on certain issues, but
Right.
by the end of it all, we're all fighting for the same purpose, same ideals,
Right.
aims and objectives.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Which is what you were just explaining to me
Uplifting our
earlier.
community.
Yeah, around housing,
That's
jobs, employment, education,
Yes.
and I mean we could talk for the whole afternoon,
Yes.
get into crime, drugs,
That's
etc.,
right.
etc. Okay.
They're all interlinked. There's
So-
no jobs, there'll
Yeah.
be crime,
Yeah.
there'll be drugs.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
All these ugly things.
Yeah.
Because our foundations isn't right. There's no. It's basic. If a guy's got a job, he can support his family, and he will take his mind off all these crime and
Yeah.
drugs and whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The next question was, why did this group call the meeting with the Human Rights Commission? I know why. At one level, okay, you got complaints and problems, but you called it with the Human Rights Commission specifically. You could have done other things about it also.
Can answer that. You see, if you deal with the Stellenbosch municipality, you run into blocks. And as one of the leaders said inside, the DA municipality in this case is locking all the doors for communication, for negotiation, whatever, which leaves us with just a few doors open. And just to mention an example, you can't go knock on the DA's door if you are a group. They don't want to meet or sit down or negotiate with the group. You need to approach them as an individual.
Okay.
And you know, if you approach this problem as an individual, they take the fire out of you, the power is out of you, whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So these are the type of things that I mentioned, the doors that are being systematically closing in our faces,
Right.
especially people of color.
Right.
We must start realizing that people of color, we are on our own.
Right.
And especially in this place, we call it the Orania.
Right.
We are, take for instance, locust houses. The locust houses that has been built in Iris Valley, that will be the last locust houses
Right.
that will be built in Iris Valley. The rest of the locust houses
This
that will be built,
This hillside project you're talking about.
that's hillside
Yeah.
project. at
Sorry,
the top.
carry
The
on.
rest of the houses that will still come in future will be built in Klapperts.
Yes.
That is the new
Yes.
black spread, whatever the case may be. There's
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but they're leaving the doors open for your whites that runs from the other provinces. They build they buy up the farms and then rezone it
Right.
from agriculture to residential,
Right.
and then they build estates,
Right. Gated estates. Yeah.
gated estates. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean? So that's why again, I would appeal to our people. There's an election coming up,
Yeah.
2021. Another chance to change your own life.
But now,
And the life of your children.
How is the meeting with the Human Rights Commission fit into this bigger purpose? I mean,
Exactly because of these doors that are closing in our faces.
okay.
You understand? And your human rights, according to us, that is the last bastion. That's the last door these are the last people that can speak for us.
Okay.
Because if we, as ordinary citizens of Stellenbosch in particular, approach these people, the municipality, they shut us down.
And if
And we thought-
are you confident that the Human Rights Commission, following this probably a few more meetings with yourselves, is going to take your case sort of forward, and that the municipality will respond in ways that are satisfactory.
Well, look, the human rights is a Chapter 9 institution. They will have to listen.
Yes.
They will have to sit down with these people.
Yes.
As far as the issues are concerned, it was made through the human rights this morning that not all our issues that we put on the table, that we slap in front of them, is human rights issues.
Yes.
Some of those issues needs to be tackled by your local police.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
your public protector's office, which is also a Chapter 9 institution.
Right.
So they were actually, and we were dealing with the issues that fell into their, how can I say, domain.
Right.
Understand? But we are definitely looking forward, because this is now the first time that we've met up with the human rights.
Okay.
And we've learned a lot.
Okay.
We've learned quite a lot how to deal with these people. They are prepared. There is this preparedness from them
Yes.
to lend a hand
Yes.
and to seriously help us. But then the issues needs to be the right issues for them,
Yes.
and they will take it up. to the
Yes.
government. So there again, from that angle, we've learned a lot this morning. We won't make those mistakes again.
Okay.
There's a lot of issues, and now we need to categorize the issues.
So it's the last question.
We need to categorize
Yeah,
the
what is the concrete steps coming out of this meeting between you and the Human Rights Commission?
In the first place, they must set up the meeting with us and the municipality. That's the first thing we want. Commitment, and there must be agreement. That we
Okay.
must meet for further negotiations with the
Okay.
municipality.
Okay.
And we want the human rights to be on. They must also be present
Right.
in that first
To
meeting.
facilitate.
To facilitate.
Facilitate the whole what's
Okay.
and that is the role that we think they can play.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, so that's the immediate objective. eh?
Objective,
Yeah.
yeah.
And is there...
We don't want to go the other way, the violence way.
oh, I see.
So this is the
Sure.
final warning. They must come to the table,
Yeah.
otherwise we're going the other way.
Okay.
And we are aware that if the human rights knock on the door, they're going to open. And only this time we're going with the human rights.
Okay,
They must
if
facilitate.
you have this meeting, do you have any idea of what your next objective would be, or am I jumping the gun here by putting that question?
For instance, we as the Stellenbosch Action Group, the first thing we want to hear from them, they must show us where's the ground, and we want the contract of the Hillside Village project.
Okay. Okay, ground for more housing besides Hillside Village.
Yes.
Okay, and then the contract, you mean there must be people here, artisans and workers here who are
No, the
employed?
contract is between the municipality and ASLA. We want that
Oh, I
contract.
see. I see.
What was said and
Okay.
why is there so many discrepancies in that particular contract between
Yes.
Asla and what's the name?
Yes.
They were supposed to have been built about over 100 locust houses.
I know.
Why is there only 89 houses?
We've done quite a bit of research
And
on
that
that project,
and that
and
even
I know those.
Why? Because what did the brief say when the contractors were on site? There was a brief. We call it a site meeting, where the whole project is briefed to you, and then when they identified Asla is going to be the agent for this whole what's the name, all of a sudden the brief changed. You told us about the 120 houses. Now that Asla's got it, the project, he's the winner of the project. Now all of a sudden, the houses has been reduced. That is corruption. It's illegal. You can't do that.
It was reduced
You are
from
benefiting Asla now.
195 to
198 to
98.
89.
Yes. Just to come back to your point, you want a contract between the municipality and yourselves to run a project, then that joint
No.
sorry.
We want to see the contract they have.
I see.
The agreement between them and ASLA, the contractor on the site. We
Okay.
want that contract.
That contract must be open on the table.
Yes,
Okay.
for the public.
So that we can scrutinize that. Oh, what's the name? What
Okay.
has been happening here?
And any other housing development project you're going to want to have the same demand?
Like we said in the beginning, we are already in Klapmers, Frans, Ukaumo, all our wards. We want answers. Where's the ground? Where are you going to build our people homes? We're not going to dump our people in Klapmers.
Right.
We have areas and there is ground.
Right.
Stellenbosch.
And then when the development happens, beyond where the ground is, you also want to see the contracts that are signed, so that that you get the jobs locally and you get the numbers of lower cost units, proper size, and all those specifications in.
That's right. That's what we want.
Okay.
While you're building houses for our people, you're creating work.
That's
you
right.
understand what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah.
And at the moment, it's not happening.
Sure.
It's not happening. All the contractors or most of the contractors that is busy here is from outside.
Right.
And they bring their own people from outside.
Okay.
You understand what
Gentlemen,
I'm saying?
thank you very much for your time.